Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to design and model an aluminum container just like the one seen here. This is the first of a series of videos that will teach us how to model, assemble, and manufacture this container. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. Come on up to File and select New Design. Let's now go ahead and start a sketch here on our XY plane. And we're going to come over to Create and we're going to drag out a center rectangle. Okay, and it's going to have the dimensions. In the highlighted blue section here, I'm going to type in 2.875. Whoop. Hit the tab button. And the other side of our container is also going to be 2.875 inches. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and delete my construction lines. And I'm going to put a fillet on these corners. And this fillet is going to have a radius of 0.5. And I'm going to keep going around and add fillets so that all four corners have them. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit escape. Oop. I'm going to go ahead now and finish my sketch. Okay, and we are going to extrude this guy out a distance of 0.2 inches. Okay, hit OK. Now this right here represents the floor of our container. Okay, and we're going to build up off of that. So now let's go ahead and start a sketch on the floor of our container. And we're going to come over here to Create, and we're going to project this outside boundary here. Okay, hit OK. And then we are going to offset it a distance of minus 0.25, a quarter inch basically. Okay, and then we're going to hit OK. And now let's go ahead and finish our sketch, and we're going to extrude the walls of our container here, right here, a distance of 0.55 inches. Okay, go ahead and hit OK. All right, and now we got to make the lip of our container, or the inside lip that our container is going to sort of go over. So we're going to click right here, and we're going to kind of do something similar to what we did last time, right? We're going to come on over here to Create, we're going to come over to Project, and we're going to select that inside line there, and we're going to offset it now a distance of minus 0.125 and hit OK. And now let's go ahead and finish our sketch. Okay, and we are now going to extrude here this inner portion, and this is going to represent the lip of our container, and that's going to go up a distance of 0.25 inches. Okay, go ahead and hit OK. All right, and so there it is. That is the base of our container right there. It is done. Pretty easy, huh? All right, so now that that's done, don't forget to save it. I'm just going to call it container-based video since I already made one of these. Okay, and let me just fix my typo there. All right, and hit save. Okay. So now that we're done with the base, we simply now need to make the lid. All right, so I'm going to come on back over here and let's start yet another new design. Okay. All right, and now let's go ahead now and start another sketch here for our lid here, and we're going to come up and create another rectangle, a center rectangle here, and with the same dimensions here. So where it's highlighted blue, I'm going to type in 2.875, hit the tab button, and I'm going to type in 2.875 and hit enter. Go ahead and delete those construction lines. And now let's go ahead and add those fillets on our corners here. So we're going to make those 0.5. All right, and we're done with the sketch. Let's go ahead and finish it now. And we're going to extrude this guy out a distance of 0.21 inches. Okay, and this will represent the roof of our container right here. Okay, All right, and now let's go ahead and start a sketch on the roof of our container because now we need to make the walls, okay, of our lid. So we're going to come over here to create and we're going to project geometry kind of like what we did last time. Okay, hit OK. And then we're going to offset it here a distance of minus 0.122 and hit enter. Notice something here. When we made the container base, okay, our lip had a thickness of 0.125. And notice we didn't use a thickness here of 0.125. We use a thickness of 0.122. So what this will do is this will give us a lip to lid clearance or gap of 0.003 inches. So we should get a fairly snug fit with our lid, because if we used 0.125, our lid simply wouldn't fit on to the base of our container. Okay, so we're using a 0.003 lip to lid clearance here. In other words, it's a 0.003 gap between the lid and the lip of the container. All right, so let's go ahead and finish our sketch. Okay, and we are now going to extrude the walls of our lid here out. Okay, 0.29 inches, and go ahead and hit OK. Okay, and there is our lid so far. It looks pretty nice, huh? All right, and one of the last things we need to add here is we're going to put a chamfer around the top outside edge here. So we're going to come on over here to modify, there it is, chamfer, and select that outer edge, and we're going to put a chamfer on there of 0.07 inches around the outside here. Okay, and that'll serve two purposes. It'll make it look nice, right? But it will also deburr it, so we won't have any sharp, jagged edges on our containers. So when people go to pick it up, it doesn't cut them or anything like that. All right. Okay, so now let's go ahead and you're going to put some text on your container here. Okay, and I'm just going to put whatever. You can feel free to put whatever text you want on the top of your container, as long as it's not too crazy. You're not doing more than like 5 or 6, or I should say more than 3 or 4 words. Okay, so let's go ahead now and we're going to come to create, and we're going to just come to text, and right in this area I'm just going to drag out a box here, and I'm going to just type in, okay, this would be where your name goes. Okay, and I'm going to change the height of the font, so let's make it maybe 0.2. Let's see what that does. That's too small. Maybe 0.25. Looking better. 0.28, and maybe a little bigger. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I like it. You can fool around with the fonts and change it. I'm going to just make it bold so it's a little cooler there, and then I'm going to hit OK. All right, and once you have your text or your name nice and the way you have it, now go ahead and use the dimension tool here to center it where you want it, so it's nice and centered. Okay, so I'm going to go with 0.2 here, and I want it centered in the middle, so I'm going to move it down, and I'm going to go with this guy to be like maybe 0.95. Not enough, so 1.05. Getting better. Maybe one more time here. 1.15. All right, perfect. I have it exactly where I want it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit escape, and I'm going to finish my sketch. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and extrude here. I'm going to extrude this guy, but first I'm going to click on my text, and then I'm going to go back and select extrude, and then I'm going to type in a minus 0.02 inches that we are going to cut into our part. Hit OK. Okay, and that's it. All right, that's it for the lid. Go ahead now and just make sure you save it, and we're going to call it, I'm going to call it container lid video. Okay, and save. Okay, and that's it. You've made the lid of your container, and you've made the base of the container. In our next video, we're going to learn how to assemble it, and we're going to learn how to manufacture this guy. All right, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.